2, 1. We're live.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Mom.
Hello, everyone's mom.
It's really nice.
Hello, Kagayaki's mom.
It's really nice that your mums always come and watch the stream to support you.
I'm sorry. Hello to whose mom?
Kagayaki's mom.
Something,
Okay.
something, your mom.
I was thinking about
And
it.
yes, I am
didn't.
aware. I am aware
Hi,
that
everyone else's
Kagayaki is not the name of the player.
Bacana.
Okay, cool. So, for everyone who hasn't seen the recap that I posted in the Vibe Checks channel, last episode, Kagayaki found out a way to revive. Sorry, wait, that was the episode before. Kagayaki researched interdimensional travel, found a way to use the one-way communication parchment that Sonia gave him to go to Witchently using a ritual, but it required a lot more power and knowledge than they currently have, so he contacted the Sorcerymon brothers to attempt to sort of figure out how much power they would need and what setup and materials they would require, and get them to come to Icon Village to help. While that was going on, Eutimio walked in absolutely exhausted. He hadn't slept in days because his Digivice was still active, showing him what his partner was doing and all the horrible assassinations that he's done in the past. He asks Mumimon, who is a pharmacist, if he has a way to help him sleep, but Kagayaki cuts in and offers to use his magic to help him fall asleep, but it goes wrong, and Eutimio falls into a deep sleep where he sees his partner again, but this time he's standing over Sonia, about to deal a killing blow. We cut to Sonia's room. Sonia is sound asleep. There is a blade just above her head. Tirvamon hesitates at the last second because she reminds him of his partner, who is Eutimio. And Sonia wakes up. This startles him, makes him back out. He runs away. But at that exact moment, Taisto and Kagayaki arrive late, and Eutimio's Digivice stops glowing, and it causes Tirvamon's curse to go out of control. It starts destroying buildings and structures indiscriminately around town, and he can't move. So Taisto and Flame Wizardmon trap him in a ball of fire, but not before the building collapses on top of Sonia's children, Gabumon and Otamamon, and as well as Pillarmon. But Pillarmon saves them by holding up the building with her dark powers. So Otamamon and Gabumon manage to escape. Doramon of also Sanglutmon saves Pillarmon. Kagayaki basically finds out that the only way to save Tirvamon is to have Eutimio reactivate his Digivice and make a genuine connection with Tirvamon. He does that. Tirvamon reverts back into being a sword, but not before Eutimio. He has Eutimio promise to help lift his curse, and Eutimio agrees. He becomes a sword again. You guys have a little bit of a breather, but not too much of a breather, because Gaiomon descends from the sky, blowing you all away from the sword. He draws it. His power levels spike through the roof. This dark energy erupts through him. There's little black bolts of lightning and purple bits of lightning shooting off of him as the power runs through him. He has this sort of angry, stern look about him, but a very calm demeanor behind that. He points his sword towards Sanglutmon and says, he says to everybody to stay out of his way because he has business with Doramon. And then we cut to black there at the end of the session. So I think that where we open is at that exact moment. We see Gaiomon towering over everybody. He is a massive mega level Digimon. He's pointing his sword down at Sanglutmon, and he's telling everybody to back off. He's mine, basically. What does Sanglutmon or Kagayaki do at this threat?
Well, you won't believe this, but Kagayaki goes and stands in front of Sanglutmon.
And what does he do? Does he just stand there, or does he say anything?
Okay, so first part of the plan is to agitate him and get him to lower his guard towards details.
Okay. How do you agitate him?
Yaki will take in a deep breath, let it out, look him deep in the eye, and with venom sarcasm say, "What the hero." Oh my god. Like, I know you guys don't have the best of track records, but you know, like a big boy coming in, intimidating everyone, threatening to kill innocent bystanders if they dare stand in his petty squabble. That's less of a hero, more of a schoolyard bully, isn't it?
Can you roll to provoke him?
Let's see, I don't have a minus in that, but I have a +1 in superior. 6.
Yeah, I don't think it works then, so mark potential.
No, but, and hear me out here, agitating him isn't the most safe plan.
Don't say.
So I would say that I'm probably acting a bit selfishly here.
Okay. But when you act selfishly, it's selfish towards the others in the group, not for yourself, if that makes sense. So if you want to spend team selfishly, tell us how you hurt or insult the other members of the group.
Well, I'm putting them all in danger for the sake of riling him up.
Okay.
It's a calculated risk, but they don't know that.
You're a bully, and these are a bunch of nerds. I know they're your prime target, but come on, dude.
So you have to say you ignore or insult the others. So basically you're saying you're ignoring their safety, is what you're saying.
That's a more
It sounds
so
to me like
calculated risk.
To be honest, it sounds more like he's just drawing a bigger target on himself instead of us.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me as well.
I don't think they can get that one. That far, like, they're probably used to me insulting people in their face. At this point.
Okay, so we'll call it a fail then. So what happens instead is Gaiamon points his sword down at you and he says, "That's rich. Considering what he did to me all those years ago. A big, bad, scary Digimon. Holding hostages so he can beat me in a fight."
Tough, ain't it? But, you all don't know this, but at this point he saved more people than you ever will.
He's also killed more people than I ever will. He's a monster that needs to be put out of his misery before he gets back in his power.
Don't know, man. Looks like, to me it sounds like you're trying to even the score here.
Oh, he's definitely trying to even the score. He's a bit insulted. So he's basically saying in the past, Doraemon unfairly fought against him and won because of it. He's here to settle that by making another unfair challenge, but this time in his favor.
Yeah, so
I think
ignoring... Yeah.
Sorry, I think he says, "If you don't face me alone, this entire city will be leveled. You can have my word for that."
Damn it.
Sorry.
That doesn't track with your current motivations.
You Vortex Warriors are fucking psychopaths! Jesus Christ, how can you talk that far up your ass?
No offense, Ghostman. Actually, yes, offense,
No,
Ghostman.
yes, full offense.
I'm pretty sure that Kagaki intends full offense against Ghostmon. It's just too bad that we don't care.
How can you even talk that far up your ass, my guy? You use the fact that he held hostages or spite against him, and then you do the exact same thing, but you're supposed to be the hero, so it's significantly worse.
I was never a Vortex warrior. They always looked down on me. They always made me the butt of their jokes, never included me in the missions, even though I planned them to the T. I was the true leader until that bastard showed up and took over.
And you're trying to change that because you prefer being a murderous psychopath?
I just want to settle the score, he says, and he takes
Tough
Tirfamon,
fucking luck.
raises it up into the sky, and the red eye on the sword opens up, and it glows a bright red. It makes you feel dizzy and sick, as you have that third-person experience that Tirfamon put you in before. You're currently looking at yourself from outside of your own body, and it makes it very difficult to move. And then he dashes into the air, and it looks like he's about to slam down with his swords at Sanglutmon. What do you do?
Can I try to protect him?
Of course you can.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Of course you can try.
Alright, I think... Yes.
I was also going to say we might as well do the team move to gain a bunch of teams so that you guys have more team to play with. So can I quickly do that before
well, if you say so.
Give me the team.
Does anybody in the team have
No, there is no.
over every other member?
Nope.
No.
I don't know if Zachary did or not, so I thought I'd ask. Does everybody in the team
There is
have the
literally
same
no one
purpose
in this team
fight?
imagine
Stopping Gaiamon.
so.
I mean, so stopping Gaiamon so that the city doesn't get destroyed.
My purpose, my direct goal right now is to get to Tirvamon, and since like 5 seconds ago he reconciled with his tamer, then obviously he doesn't like what is happening here. So it's basically to get him out of Gaiamon's hands and get to him.
Okay. Does anybody mistrust another member of the team?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you ill-prepared or off-balance to face Gaiamon?
It's a fucking wonder.
Yeah.
I'm not so. If you say so.
What I get from this is we don't get any team.
Yeah, there is zero
We
team
do get.
given, so you have one in the pool, unfortunately.
Wow. So much for a bunch of more team to play with. I think as Gaimon prepares to skewer Kagayaki and Sanglumon on his swords. I think as he winds up to strike, and moves it and starts smashing his swords forward. There's a flurry of flame, and a voice shouts from somewhere, "Gaiamon!" And Mistimon appears from somewhere and grabs him by the hands and tries to hold him back from being able to strike at the two of them.
Yeah, I think as you do that, Gaiamon says, "Good, 2 for the price of 1. You're here as well." Could you roll to defend Kagayaki? And Sanglumon.
Yes, I can. 11.
Cool.
I'm going to take influence over them. No.
You can't try!
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna add a team to the pool?
Add a team to the pool.
Okie dokie, so we're at 2 team.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yes,
and you do
so
protect him. So, yeah, you grab Gaiamon before he can start his descent on Kagayaki.
Yes.
Sonia, Zachary, what are you two doing?
think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna continue a bit. I think there's we see the scene from the side with the much larger Gaiamon trying to overpower Mistimon, who's hanging and trying to hold him back by his wrists. As Mistimon shouts something to the effect of, Gaiamon, forsake this foolish plan. You will not find purchase for your vengeance here. The entire fate of the digital world rests on the shoulders of these two. Go back. Now someone can do something. Sorry.
Cool. Sonia, Zachary, what are you two doing?
I need to get up and do something for a second, so Sonya can do their thing.
Okay.
Okay. I just snapped my pencil in too. Rip.
No!
Excuse me, Mr. Statue, but we were kind of in the middle of something. Not that your revenge plot is not important to us or anything, but could we do this at some other time, somewhere else? Does it have to be now? Like, come on. We're all very tired.
The unintentional condescending tone is great.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is now not a good time?
Not really, no.
Do you want to go take a nap?
I would, yes.
Very
Honestly,
much
I haven't
so.
slept in a
Too
fucking
bad,
while.
he says.
Oh, wow.
He breaks free from Mistymon's grasps and kicks him away. He says, "For too long have I waited to be freed from that cursed statue that Chronomon trapped me in. For too long have I hunted you. And to find out you've become a Digi-destined, of all things. You, the Destroyer. The one everyone runs away in fear of. The monster, a boogeyman."
I feel like we're talking about like 3 different people right now.
Even himself. It's amazing.
Well, I know it's going to shock you, but people and Digimon can change, you know?
You should try it.
Not this one. He says.
So let's make an attempt.
Just like eat some ice cream and get over it. Like just like cry it out, my dude. Like I get it. The Vortex Warriors were awful to you. They're awful to everyone.
Oi. Watch it.
I will not.
The Vortex Warriors were awful to everyone. Especially virus-type Digimon.
Yeah, we are well aware.
I was supposed to lead the group. But no. He looks at Mistymon. You had to be in charge. You self-proclaimed righteous prick, he says, and he like slashes down at Mistymon and slams him into the ground.
Well,
Points for Gaiamon.
given the track record, you're probably better off not being the leader.
I'm the one with the vision. I am the one with the
vision-
plans, the strategy.
The strategy is to kill everyone, yes, lovely.
This idiot just rushes in head first, thinking he can be a hero without a plan. The number of casualties that he's caused is insurmountable.
Does he not understand what he's describing right now?
Can I charge Holy Power?
Of course you can.
Okay.
What does that look like?
Let it. Zach, seeing that stuff is going down, he holds his Digivice to his chest, and begins glowing in a golden aura around both him and Cutemon. Is it probably a good idea to evolve to Antilamon, or?
can, but-
You can
I don't think
try.
we're allowed to. I don't think we're allowed to warp.
I mean, when you enter a battle against a Digisfoe, you can automatically evolve to champion level, so you're already Unimon, is basically the assumption.
Oh, okay, then, yeah, as part of, I guess, charging my Holy Power, we try to evolve to Antilamon.
Cool, roll to Digivolve. It's roll
Okay,
plus
I don't know.
conditions.
Roll plus conditions. So I'm rolling plus conditions twice.
Unleash your soul.
Okay, that's 36 plus. How many conditions do I have?
3.
3.
So which one's this one? Is this one the Holy Powers or the Digivolve?
This is Holy Powers.
Okay.
Well,
14.
that's good.
Wow, that is a big roll. So yeah, you get to hold 3 for the scene.
Nice. That means I can use basically all of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then do Digivolve to Antilamon. 9.
9.
Good.
Cool. So that's a success. You can evolve, but you don't get the
Okay,
benefit of
so-
clearing a condition.
Okay, so we both glow in a golden holy light as Unimon is completely shrouded in it, and then out of a golden bubble pops Antilamon. Look, Gaimon, we get it. The Vortex Warriors sucked. That doesn't mean you have to suck too.
Fair point. That's the fairest thing I've ever heard.
Listen here,
I mean-
kid. I don't care about this world. I care about mine.
Yeah, but I do care about this world, and I'm willing to, have a harsh conversation with you to make you care about this world. So, and by harsh conversation, I mean bunny blades. Bunny blades? Bunny blades. I'm gonna try to attack him.
Do you think telling him who is actually at fault for the reboot is going to help any?
I mean,
Well, how about you come up with a plan, and we'll see about that.
No.
Well, the plan is to get me to this world.
feel free to roll to directly engage your friend, Zachary. Tell us what using your bunny blades look like, and do it with disadvantage because of the level difference.
So basically, Antilamon hops up above him. It jumps up above him, and basically spins themselves horizontally with their arms out, trying to basically saw blade into him.
Okay, cool. Roll plus reckless.
Plus reckless? I believe I
And
might have a
also-
thing that lets me.
Also
Let's meet.
-2 for afraid, but unless you have anything that can stop that.
I want to say I have a thing that lets me roll savior for that.
Yes, you do. Burst in your holy powers. You can channel destructive burst with your powers, directly engage a threat using your powers. Roll unique instead of reckless, and if you do, you'll cause unwanted collateral damage unless you spend another hold.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 hold for that.
Okay, so you roll with unique instead, and
That's
it's with
plus 2.
disadvantage, but you also
So-
have a -2 for being afraid.
Okay, so it's just a flat 3d6.
Yeah, and take the lowest 2.
So
That's
3 and 4, that is 7.
7. Okay, so
That's good.
it's just a success, which is good. Okay, so pick one from the list on directly engage your threat to do, and everything else you don't do.
I guess because of the way that Antilamon's attacking, there's no defense in that. They're literally just spinning wildly at them. I want to try to create an opportunity for the rest of y'all.
And what does that look like? What is this opportunity that you give them?
Basically Antilamon lands with their bunny blades into Gaiamon's helmet, and it sort of like knocks him off balance, giving everyone else an opportunity to attack them in a way that matters more. So basically,
actually-
he's off guard because he now he has a bunny jammed into his helmet.
Cool, but you unfortunately don't resist, avoid,
I
resist
do
or
not.
avoid their blows. So what happens is you come in, slam your blades into his helmet, which knock him off guard and make him a bit dazed, and he slashes out with his with Tirfamon, and uppercuts Antilamon just before he could jump away. I'd like you to take a powerful blow.
Woof. Take a powerful blow. Roll plus conditions. Hopefully my by me rolling well ends now.
Yeah, please roll low.
11.
Technical,
Well.
then you rolling well did end just now. That was not a good roll.
No, you will use Steam.
Use Steam to make it a crit!
Oh no.
So I wish to die!
Okay, I'm gonna pick 2 of the 7 to 9 because
Dark evolution. Dark evolution. No, please, please.
Join the club.
Really not the time!
okay.
You're the only
you
ones
say
who haven't
dark
done it.
evolution.
Don't do it, please.
Okay, don't do it because Eli, you want to do your moment of truth here, so a dark evolution kind of take away from that, right?
We're not the bad guys! Look! He's killing innocents! Wait.
Becomes a giant firebird.
Cool. So, which of the 2 7 to 9 lists are you going to choose? If that's the one
Oh
you're picking?
god. I'm gonna mark 2 conditions.
Oof, all the way up to 5.
Yep. Which means the next time I charge my holy powers, it's gonna be very effective.
That's good at least.
It also
That's one
means
way
that
to
if you happen to it means you can't fail either because you have 5 conditions. You can never fail the roll, which is crazy good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna lash out verbally at Kageaki, like, okay, he's distracted. Do whatever it is you were gonna do by provoking him.
That's not what the distraction sounds like. Okay, Sunloop on teleport.
Just so you're aware, when it says to provoke someone, it means you actually roll to provoke them.
Got it.
There is you get to either if you get a 7 to 9, you can choose to give them the carrot or the stick. If you get a 10 plus both, is basically the idea. So you could give Kageaki a bonus to his roll, basically.
I would like to do that.
Cool. So roll to provoke Kageaki into action.
Okay, that's a
Not that he
that's a
needed
6.
it.
At least -2. And I'm guilty, so that's -4.
Lucky for you. I think wait, what's the lowest minus you can get?
-3.
Yeah,
I think we've mentioned that.
-3 is the lowest you can get, so -3, I guess.
8.
8's
Oh
good.
my
So
God.
you're going to give him the carrot or the stick. So the carrot is if he does it, you add a team to the pool. The stick is if he doesn't do it, he marks a condition, I think. Yeah.
You won't believe which one is the practical one.
I'm gonna do the carrot. I mean,
Okay, cool. So Kageki, if you do it, we get a team, which is great. We'll go to 3 team. We'll build the team pool.
And
a
I'm basically
different way.
I'm basically just asking you, take advantage of the situation he's in. Do something about provoking him.
I just find it really funny how he's like, Kagayaki, I distracted the enemy! Do the thing!
Do the thing.
There's just something comedic about that. Anyways, yeah, Sunlipon teleporting to the sword. Here goes nothing.
Sorry, what does Sunlight do? Sorry, say that again.
Teleport me to the sword.
He teleports into the sword, or to the sword.
To the sword.
To the sword. Okay, I was going to say, if he teleports into the sword, he's impaled, which is not a good thing.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Cool. So Sunlight
Well,
teleports
master
up to the sword. No problem. No need to roll for that because of the opportunity that Zachary gave you. What do you do?
I am going to attempt and let me read yield my powers. Take hold of something vulnerable to make it something useful from my environment. Neutralize an open threat. Does like getting him out of Gaiomon's hands count as creating something useful or taking hold of something vulnerable to me?
I guess it would.
Lovely. Then I'm going to try and digicode myself into the sword and like reach out to Tirmamon.
Wait, so you're going to try and go into the sword?
I'm going to...
That's kind of badass.
Yes, that is why I was considering this being a moment of truth-worthy thing. But it has to succeed first.
So wait, are you wanting the moment of truth to be now or later? Sorry, I'm confused what you mean by that.
I mean, doing it now doesn't really...
Yeah, it'd be pretty quick.
It'd be pretty quick, I don't mind it, if everyone's fine with it. I don't know what else you have planned for today.
I mean, that's already the coolest thing anyone's done so far in this session, is you're gonna go inside of Tirvamon to try to release him from his curse?
More or less.
That's sick.
It is
I would
cool.
absolutely be okay with you using a moment of truth for that.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to use it now or if you want to wait for a more dramatic moment to imply it. After
I'm not sure that waiting will provide a better opportunity to use it, due to how complicated it is in the first place.
I mean, the whole thing. This is just a suggestion, but I think if I suspect that if you're going to sort to try and break everyone's curse, there's probably going to be some drama and character heavy stuff going on in the process of doing it, and then when the drama is maximized, you can then release it with the moment of truth. No problem. It's going to be epic.
Probably whip a speech about how I'm going to use my intelligence to save people out my ass.
I mean, you can your Digivice is probably going to start glowing anyway from this. So, but you know, it is up to you. It's your moment of truth. You do what you want with it.
Well, so the other question is, how much do we believe in the vanilla 2d6 roll? Because if that doesn't succeed in the first place, then this was all pointless.
I mean, it's a pretty good one.
The way that I would probably go about
worst?
doing that is evolving to Matadormon and then unleash your powers. That's at least how I would handle that.
So you see, the issue with that is that I have to do something smart first, and this is the smart thing.
Oof. That's whoops.
So it sounds like you want to use the moment of truth here, Kageaki. If that's what you want to do, feel free.
I kinda do.
Cool. So read out your moment of truth and then tell us what you do with it.
Okay, so sooner or later, just blasting at the problem will be useless in the face of evil or disaster. That's where someone like you comes in, gifted with your peerless intellect. You can rise to the occasion. This is the moment your plan, makeshift tinkering, or lightning-fast thought processes save the day in a way no one else could have foreseen. Your knowledge resonates through your partner, breaking their limits to Digimon to the next level, and allowing you to carry out what you need to do with his. Of course, after you've shown off how different you are from them, that distance between you and the others will become that much greater. ...
So basically, as you go into the sword, you're like, all of you are stupid. Later.
Later.
Not quite!
I mean, it isn't not that, is my point.
Okay, so Kageaki himself is entering the sword. I'm assuming that that Sanglitmon's staying outside the sword and digivolving to face off against Gaiomon, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's stalling him as long as he needs for me to get Tirvamon out.
So can we first have you enter the sword, and then you can tell us what happens inside the sword, because you control the narrative at the moment, you're using your own truth. And then we'll jump back to Sanglitmon warp digivolving into your mega level. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you unleash your magical abilities that you've been practicing, turning yourself into pure digicode, infusing yourself into Tirvamon's sword. You open your eyes and awaken inside this dark, foggy location with purpley, blue, black lightning zipping around the place. You see a small Digimon curled over and crying in the middle of it all.
Hello. Hello. So do we have like a proper conversation instead of me talking to myself?
So he looks up at you. He looks scared. His two red eyes look back at you. He has this sort of backwards sword for a nose that's pointing up. His blonde hair poking out the back. Sort of tattered blue scarf draped around his neck. He's like, he left me all alone. He left me all alone.
I mean, we literally just barely managed to reconcile you two. Right before this happened. You're not alone. If anything, given our party's past track record, you are going to fit in just fine.
But what if he leaves again?
If you want.
He was
Like,
scared. He was terrified of my powers, of the destruction of my curse.
He was, but he... Look, I don't know what happened in the past, and he doesn't even seem to remember it at this point. What I do know is that no matter how terrified he was right at that moment, he still took the step forward to snap you out of it and to reconcile him. He's willing to start over if you are as well.
I don't know if I can face him until this curse has been lifted. It just kills everyone that I meet. Destroys everything that I touch. Anything that I get close to gets hurt. It's horrible.
Do you know?
Living with this curse.
Do you know who you're talking to? Leave breaking the curse to me. Like, the reason I believe I was gifted this intelligence was so I can use it to help people. And I give you my word, and I never go back on my word, that I am going to break this curse of yours. Just take my hand.
He reaches out and puts his paw in your hand.
And at that point, the Digivice glows a brilliant purple. And on the outside, Sanlutmon, who off-screen evolved into Matadormon because I'm doing smart things, begins to glow as well. His form growing and growing. And even though he fully expects to grow into a certain center demon, instead he becomes a bipedal, a gigantic metal dragon. Realizing this is his opportunity, he snaps his arm forward and grasps the sword in his hand, letting out a cleansing flame boosted by the moment of truth and the power of the Digivice that dissipates the curse. And Gaiamon still has his other words, right?
Gaiamon still has his other swords, yeah.
Well, if I'm in control, might as well take the piss.
If you're gonna take the piss, just make sure that it looks epic when you do so. Like, make it a good battle, at the very least. Out of curiosity, you said instead of instead of Grand Drakmon, it was a bipedal Digimon. Who's this bipedal dragon that you've seen?
Dorugoramon.
Oh, you said it's a Dorigoramon. Okay, cool.
And I used the brave metal as a sort of cleansing flame instead.
Okay, cool.
Seizing the opportunity once more that Gaiamon isn't exactly expecting someone to snap the sword out his arms, he coats himself in his brave metal and swiftly just straight up melts the blades of Gaiamon's swords, looking him in the eye and saying, I could kill you very easily right now. But unlike you, I've grown and changed. Yield.
Who are you? You aren't the monster, the Grand Drakmon that I faced many years ago, who'd do anything to win. Who are you, imposter?
I am still me. However, thanks to the kids, I finally found the light. And this world is about to change for the better.
I came here for a rematch. I intend to take it. His body starts glowing a bright white as he screams, Gaia Reactor! And he starts to explode. What does Dorugoramon do to try and prevent Icon Village going up in a nuke?
Wait, this isn't Steel Matadormon?
Let's see. He's wielding the Tirva blade. What can that do?
So the Tirva blade has several unique properties to it. The first of which is that it can induce autoscopy in its opponents, i.e. they see in third person, which makes it incredibly difficult to move. The second is it allows the user to manipulate shadows. And the third is that it sends out destructive dark shockwaves that extend from the tip of the blade.
Okay, in that case, he is going to use the blade's power in combination with his son Lupon's ability of melting into shadows to melt Gaiamon into a shadow and prevent him from exploding.
Cool. So we see Gaiamon sink into a shadow, and Sanguine drag him in there. And I think we hear the explosion, and we see it in like shadow puppet form on the floor. Like this massive blast silhouette happens, but there isn't a blast in the real world.
Can he still reconstruct him, or is he just gone?
He can still be reconstructed.
Lovely.
Gaiamon's own Gaia reactor won't hurt him.
Can he reconstruct him without the Gaia reactor?
I don't know if I can let you do that. That'd take away one of his key abilities. So I can say that he's weakened because he did it inside a shadow, and so he can't let off another one.
Yeah, but he can do it afterwards, which is the issue.
I mean, at this point,
Learn to talk no jutsu.
if you defeat him, like, and make him yield, i.e. he has no more cards up his sleeve, then, you know, that'll be enough. He only wanted a fair duel, and you're giving it to him, basically.
Alright, then he melts him back out, and as exhausted as he is, and as energized as the Goramon is, he promptly beats the ever-living fuck out of him.
Cool. So we see like a bout of you pummeling Gaiomon. He blocks a few blows. He knows martial arts. So like he deflects a couple of your blows. But you manage to land one under his chin. He manages to try and flip you at one point, but you grab him on the head and spin it back on him and slam him into the ground. And then while he's on the ground, you just repeatedly pummel him until he eventually says, "I yield. I yield. How? How did you get this strong? I've not been encased in stone for that long. There's no way you could have accumulated this much power just from a Digidestined."
Oh, you'd be surprised. The strength of a new resolve, as well as capable allies. It can really change the world.
He faints after hearing that. And everyone breathes a sigh of relief as the big threat is out for the count. You look down at Tirfamon and realise that its form has changed since you removed the curse. Instead of being a deep black coloured sword with like red indents and eyes all over it, it's now this long white sword. It has purple accents on the edges of it. It has an intricate pattern down the middle and a red jewel crystal in the centre of the sword and on the hilt, a larger one on the hilt. The sword looks purified.
And at that point, Kayaki comes back out and we proceed normally.
Cool. Kageyaki materializes from the sword, having managed to rewrite the digicode of the sword and purify it, releasing it from the curse, committing to Eutimio's promise, and the day is saved.
That was exhausting. Shall I go on?
Sure, go ahead.
No, it's just that he, like, physically melts to the ground. Laying there, brain overworked, especially without the visor to help.
You did it. Wow, that was impressive. Hey, are you fine? Are you okay? Man.
I am very tired, but it looks like everything went well. And you grew bigger. You grew a lot bigger, Jesus Christ, you're taller than a building.
Yeah, be careful while you're walking.
I think Dorogoromon looks down and he's like, "I couldn't have overcome the darkness without you. Thank you, Kageyaki." And then he glows a faint purple as he starts to de-digivolve. And he devolves all the way back down to his in-training form as he's exhausted.
Pagumon.
Pagumon. Okay, cool. Pagumon.
It's because Pagumon works both for Dracmon and for Dorumon and, you know, the brand shit.
Cool, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So he de-digivolves back down into Pagumon, exhausted, lands in your arms. You know what, Kageyaki? I think we're just gonna be just fine.
Don't say that.
So do I, buddy. Nothing can change this.
Absolutely nothing can go wrong now.
No, you don't.
Anyone else going to raise any flags? Come in while it's hot.
And only one day before retirement too.
Can't wait to go back and see my lovely daughter. Oh god.
Sonia, I want to ask, how does it feel seeing Kagayaki, who promised you that he would never abandon you, save somebody else from the darkness as well? Tearfamon. And Doraemon.
Yes, is he still Tirvamon?
We'll have to ask. But yeah, Sonia, she probably feels a mixture of relief, pride. I don't know if pride is the right word, but like how you'd be proud of your kids or something when they grow up and do something on their own, but also a ping of uneasiness, and she probably doesn't know where to what it's coming from. But that's like, oh, that's Sonia's that she managed to cure the darkness away from these people, but what would it mean for her? What would it mean for Pilmon? And she doesn't know if she's okay with someone else helping her with that, and if it's something that can be helped. She's a bit apprehensive, I guess. But she's happy overall, but just like 15 to 20% a bit on edge about it all. But she's not going to comment on it out loud, I think.
Fair enough.
Alright, I get a +1 and block something now, right? If I remember correctly.
It's not a +1, you just lock one of your labels.
Oh, do I not get another +1?
No, you just lock a label of your choice when you digivolved.
In that case, I'm going to go ahead and lock Reckless.
Oh my god.
You stay there, buddy.
So
you stay there.
Now know deep in your heart that you will never ever be reckless like Tyster.
Yes, calculated risks all the way. Actual recklessness, no.
Sounds good. Cool. Cool. So, I think Kagayaki, when you fall down to the ground in exhaustion, and look over at the foe you just defeated, you notice something around Gaiomon's neck. It's a small pendant with a red jewel that looks identical to the one that Ghostmon has and Wizardmon has.
Great, now we can have 2 Wizardmon.
Gaiamon, what's that on your neck?
He's unconscious at the moment.
Oh. I scan it with the Digivice.
Yeah, the Digivice confirms that it's the same pendant, the one that holds a Digimon's memories through death.
Is he still going to need it? Well, I'll have to actually hear the situation from him to decide that. But depending on how it works, we could use it for Mamimon. Later, now we have like 5 minutes to rest.
Yes, you'll probably have a bit more than 5 minutes to rest. I know you're all very beaten up and have lots of conditions and stuff. Except for you, Kagayaki, you seem to only have 1, so...
We cleared it out slowly but surely somehow.
Oh, and Sonia, you have 0, Jesus. I thought you had more from
Yep.
last session when you were saving everyone from the building.
And no, I take care of these conditions. I always bring them down to 0 at the end. Being careful with this.
Cool. So you notice this pendant. You'll probably ask him about it later if you don't want to take it off of him now as like victory spoils or something.
Let's not.
Tysto, How do you feel about Gaiomon basically saying that Ghostmon discriminated against him, took his spot, pushed his way to be the leader of the Vortex Warriors, despite Gaiomon being the true person who was supposed to be in charge? How does that make you feel about Ghostmon as a person? Or about his past life, I suppose.
Yeah, well, let's. I'm going to reframe the question. So, we are provide some additional context. We are currently in a party of Digimon, where one of the Digimon was a literal mass murderer who orchestrated an uprising, a murderous and bloody rebellion against the rightful rule of the world, and executed many Digimon, and destroyed their livelihoods and so on and so on. And then we have another one who did exactly the same thing later on, and Daisto doesn't feel particularly bothered by either of these, because he knows that he, unlike some other people in this group, knows that people can change and they should be given more opportunities to show penance and do the right thing. So he doesn't really care. Gaioma was off his rocker, and it may be that Ghostmon has some less than stellar behavior in his past, but he's a different Digimon now, and he needs and deserves Daisto's support.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Cool.
Thank you. I thought about it myself. I think Daisto, as Kagayaki, Sonia, and I don't know if Zachary is in there, are kind of celebrating or wondering what to do with Gaiomon and so on and so on. I think Daisto and Ghostmon just are overlooking dramatically from the top of some building, and then turn and go and rest. Go rest somewhere. They're it's Kagayaki's moment of celebration, so he knows that he knows that with Kagayaki's personality, there's no use trying to there's no use trying to support his celebrations. He would just ruin it instead. So Kagayaki needs space. Let's give it to him.
Cool.
Or deserves space. Let's give it to him.
Taisto and Mistymon walk away into a silhouetted sunset, looking all cool. Everyone else, I assume you're going to flock around Kagayaki, saying, "Oh my god, that's so awesome," and whatnot, and then we'll sort of cut to a later scene, unless anyone else wants to have a moment with each other in this scene.
Hey, Cutemon, how much do you think that Gaiamon's armor would go on the black market?
No!
Oh, come on, that's 100% pure chrome Digizoid. That goes for so much money on the black market.
We can use it to make an even cooler shield, come on!
And if he becomes an ally, he's kinda gonna need it.
Oh.
Reminder that Zach is pure good.
Can we...
That's debatable at this point.
Pure good.
Yes. Pure good. I have no evil inside of me whatsoever, according to an incredibly flawed judgment that I willingly gamed.
I think we see Cutemon, like, for once, like, he genuinely looks upset that he can't sell this armor, but he lets slip. Like, how am I going to repay Quagamon now? God damn it! He's like, he kicks the dirt.
Ooh.
He looks incredibly.
Is someone growing a conscience?
He's been growing a conscience for like ages now.
Yes, but he finally let it slip that he maybe has one.
He finally let it slip. Yeah. He looks very bothered that he can't make enough money to repay Koagamon. He looks up into the forest where Kawagamon's tree was, and he has this look about him that sort of says, like, one day I'll pay you back. And then he like sort of goes, "Fine, keep it. It's not like I need chrome Digizoid armor the size of a building anyway. How am I gonna wear that?"
Wait until you evolve.
He sarcastically shrugs off his insecurities. "Zach, come on. We gotta get going. Don't want any more temptations."
Maybe we could pick up a delivery job.
Sounds
You
good
little
to
rascal.
me.
Sounds like a good spin-off.
I hear Stingmon's setting up some kind of delivery business with his clothing store. You could totally help with that, he says. It gives you like a wink. Time to make an honest living for once.
Honest? You? I pick up Cutemon and I sort of plop him inside my hood as we walk towards Stingmon's shop.
"Hey, I can be honest," he says. We have like a little like back and forth that goes off of the screen as you walk towards Stingmon's shop.
Euthymia?
Cool. So yeah, we'll cut to later. I'm not really sure how you're going to restrain Gaiomon, considering he's the size of a building, and also a lot of the denizens of Icon City revere him as a savior. The Tyrannomon people, Tyrannomon, and what's left of his building troop after Great Canyon got absolutely demolished. Sort of revere him as the savior of their city.
Would we be able to just like absorb his data to temporarily to revert him down to like a black Agumon or something?
I don't think you're able to do that.
That feels very dangerous.
That would probably be very dangerous and would also probably be very unstable considering the amount of power that Gaiomon has accumulated throughout his lives.
Okay, so is he like what do we know about him? Is he like honorable at all? Like he didn't come off very honorable during the fight.
You can ask Ghostmon about him. I mean, Ghostmon knew him in the former life.
Hey, Ghostmon.
I'm assuming this is sometime later then. Where are you seeing Ghostmon?
I just fucking called Taisto. He should be there, probably.
Okay, so Taisto, your Digivice rings. It's Kageaki. Diddly-doo.
I can't believe we have Nokia brand Digivices.
I mean, that's why they never break.
Oh my
and
god.
Of course, they're Nokia brand. We're from Finland. Jesus.
We're from Canada.
Of course, our accessories must be on what? Of course, our accessories must be on brand. Yeah, I think Taisto picks it up. He looks sees his Kageaki and is like, oh, and then picks it up. Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so obviously Ghostmon knows Gaiomon better than anyone else here, so can you ask him if we actually need to restrain him or not? Like, is he going to wreck shit when he wakes up?
I think Ghostmon might be out. I think you can see him look at it. It's like a video call, right? Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a video call.
Yeah. You can see Taisto look around, trying to figure out what Ghostmon went. Oh yeah, right. I think he's running an errand for Mummymon, trying to help with the shop.
Okay, I'll go there then.
Yeah, and behave, and then he hangs up.
Hey.
Cool. You head on over to Mummimon's shop then, I assume. Jingle jangle the door as it opens, as always. We see Mummymon, he's sort of brewing a potion in Wizardmon's cauldron, and he's giving it a big stir. And he's yelling to someone behind the bookcases, like, no, not the green one! Get the yellow one. The yellow one will help more with the spell. And then we like see Ghostmon pop his head out and he's like, this one? He's like, yeah, that's the one, bring it over here. And he, like, we see Ghostmon float over with a jar of this yellow looking gherkin.
Hi, I need to talk to you for a bit.
You want to talk to me?
Yeah,
Well, that's a first,
Couple-
she says, and he
a
like
couple of things.
floats and sits down.
Okay, so first things
How
first.
does Ghostmon sit?
He
Don't worry about it.
hovers above the chair.
The chair! It's made of wood! Oh no! It is going to burn!
Hey, if Meramon can sit on a chair, I'm pretty sure Ghostmon can, okay?
It makes more sense for Ghostmon to be H.
Okay, anyways, couple of things. Do we, like, need to restrain Gaiumon before he wakes up? He willed it, so is he going to exit up when he wakes up, or is he going to behave?
He always had a pride on him, Gaiomon. You hurt his pride and he'll come and fight you, but he shouldn't cause too much trouble. He has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was the original leader of the Vortex Warriors before I showed up, and then, well, he has the strategy and the planning, but he always takes things too far. So when I took over, I tried to rein him in, and he didn't like that so much. Wanted to make true change in the world. Something about undoing a past mistake. Always told me that he didn't care about the Digimon in this world, that he cared about the Digimon of his own world. I never really understood what he meant.
But you know about the reset. Like, you were there when we talked about.
Oh, I know about it now. I didn't back then.
Oh, okay.
To think he was from before. I wonder what the world was like before.
Well, we know a couple people who would know about old wounds and stuff.
I'd pick Doraemon's brains, but I don't think he'd want to open up about such a hurtful past. So
It's probably not a good
I'll find
idea.
out eventually, I guess, from someone else.
For the second thing, the pendant thing with the memories.
You mean this? He like holds up his own pendant.
Yeah, Gaiumon also has one, so what's up with that?
Well, of course. I gave one to all of the Vortex Warriors back in the day. Just so that if anything should happen to us, we'd eventually be reborn with our memories. But it seems as though it didn't work because of the virus that Gulfmon infected us with.
And
Away at our
because
data.
and the statue thing, yeah. So do you think he'd be willing to part with it, or can we make a new one? I have reasons to require one.
I don't know. He might be attached to it. He might hate it, considering I gave it to him.
How hard is it to
Probably-
make?
To make? Well, it was a very special Digimon that made them for us, but I don't know how to contact him. He was in Witchenly, you see.
Huh. Would you be able to, like, tweak with an existing one easier?
Sorry, do you want an existing one?
Tweak with it, like, you know,
Tweak
make
it.
it for someone else.
Well, it applies to anyone who's wearing the necklace at the time of their rebirth, so assuming you can take it off of Gaiomon and put it on someone else, like, it would reprogram automatically.
Oh, okay, that works. Hopefully he is willing to part with it then. That would make things a lot simpler. That's all. Bye.
Awesome. I think we'll cut to Sonia or Zachary next, because we've not had a lot of screen time with them yet.
Hey, Kagayaki.
Where are you, Timio?
No, not yet. The scene must continue. The scene must go on.
The show must go
Wait, what's
on.
happening with the scene?
Hey, Kagayaki. That's my best Cosmo. Don't question it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
About Hexed Laumon.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
Let's not go there again.
You don't understand. Hexed Laumon was one of my oldest friends. If I had had any other choice, any at all, I would have taken it.
We both know how this conversation is gonna go. You do not want to open it again.
Well, do with it what you will. But I know what I know. The Ghostmon.
Kagayaki.
Yes.
Kagayaki.
Can I help you?
Please. I am your friend, and I don't like when you're mad at me. I am but a little ghost. Please. I need
Little guy.
approval.
Little guy hours.
Oh my god! I can't believe Ghostmon is Hollow Knight.
That's really mean, guys.
What's mean?
That.
Really? Sorry, I'm a smoker.
Yes, actually, yes, it actually is a bit mean. But anyway, then Ghostmon kind of floats into the floor. Wizardmon must have had a cellar or something where he keeps his potion gooks and other stuff. Now you can move on. Thank you.
As a side thing, Kagayaki goes to leave a note near the unconscious Gaiomon, saying, "Please don't exit when you wake up, and we need to have a bit of a talk."
Cool. You leave this tooth fairy-sized note for him, compared to him at the very least. I'm sure he'll read it. Cool. Sonia, Zachary, what are you two up to?
Pretty good team, you.
Utimi who?
Oh right, sorry. Hotimio, you're right.
Well, Sonia's probably in a reflective mood with all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of almost murders happening, and she was one of the targets. She's probably not in a mood to go to sleep right now. But yeah, she's taking care of the kids, thinking about that underwater city and stuff. If it's even worth it to go, that's probably going to be important later on. But she's pondering over all of this. I don't know. Maybe seeing if Timio's okay. She's going to see if Timio is okay, but really, she just wants some company right now. Doesn't feel like being all alone right away.
Cool. So you leave your children sound asleep in this temporary room while your home is rebuilt. It'll be rebuilt at a much slower pace because obviously Tyrannomon didn't have much of his workforce left after the Steel Greymon virus X antibody blew up his establishment. So it'll be him solo with a couple of other helpers rebuilding your home. But yeah, you leave your temporary accommodation and you walk back towards where the battle happened. You see shockwaves, fissures cracking through the ground, brickwork in the ground, like jutting up in odd locations, so it's uneven on your feet. And then you see Tirvamon's sword buried in the ground, its purified form. You see the unconscious Gaiomon next to him, and you see Eutimio talking to the sword as if it was a person, enthusiastically.
Hello. Is it? Is he answering you?
Well, not yet, but well, I figured if I could talk to him, maybe he'd wake up.
Yeah, I'm
He,
sure you're right.
he told me that I abandoned him, but I don't remember doing that. And well, I don't want to feel like I've left him again by leaving him here in this state. So good old me is camping out here, he says as he like points over to a tent that he set up near the swords.
Well, that's not a bad idea. I'm sure he'll appreciate it when he wakes up. However, are you sure you want to camp right next to the big statue man?
Well, I have to. If he wakes up and tries to take Turfamon again, I'm gonna have to try and stop him, right? I made a promise that I'd stay by his side.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll be there to help you as well. Are you holding on all right? You did good facing your fears earlier on. I know it must have been really difficult.
Can I be real with you? I'm
Yeah.
terrified. Scared out of my mind. I'm some kind of hero. I have a partner Digimon who was a murderer, who I somehow knew before I knew him. I have a whole set of memories that I don't remember, apparently. I don't understand. Why am I here and why don't I remember? The last thing I remember is failing the entrance exam, and then I was here and I found Peter eventually, but this world, it's terrifying, Sonia. How do you do it?
Oh man, how do I? Well, I don't know. I honestly, I have so many Digimon counting on me, and that I'm taking care of, like my family and stuff. That I don't really have time to be overwhelmed by fear. It's there all the time. I know. Just we really have no other choice but to do stuff all the time. So frankly, I'm not even sure I'm still up after all this. Just right now, we've almost just died again, and that's just another Tuesday. Uh,
You just. I don't know how you do it, though. You run into danger like it's nothing. You save people on a daily basis like it's your job. You don't even think about doing it. You saved that Gabumon and that Otamamon from the falling building. You pulled them out of the rubble. I would have been too scared to even go in that building. Could have collapsed on top of you. How? You're incredible. You're a hero. I'm nothing like a hero. I'm unreliable and I can't do anything by myself, to the point that even Pablo does things for me that I don't even ask. I'm useless, he says.
you're not.
I think as he says that, he raises your savior and lowers your superior. Do you accept that?
Well, it's not the stats that bother me, but it's the implication that he's useless while saying it that do. So I probably
Oh no, the implication is that you're a hero and that you don't
that's
think
so
about what you're doing.
two
is what
separate
you're
things. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
savior up and superior down. Well, why not? Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
But yeah, then he follows up with the
heroes.
useless thing.
Okay. Let's with these. Sure. Well, it's true that we've been called heroes, and I've been trying to uphold that image all along, but honestly, yeah, well, all the time I'm just running around and not sure of what I'm doing. I see Digimon being hurt, and I try to do something to help, don't really have plans. I'm not the one with the plans, you see. We all in the group have some things that the others don't, and my thing is I try to care for the little ones. The plans, more Kagayaki's things, and being the hero guy that does everything to, I don't know, inspire others, more of Taisto's thing, and staying calm under pressure and not being, you know, swayed by any negative emotions or too much or something. I don't know. This is more like the other fabulous thing. The point is, we individually we don't really know what some things, and we find us. If I was all alone, I'd probably be too scared to do anything. Thanks to the courage of others, and I don't know. Is what what I'm saying is I do feel like I'm useless on my own as well sometimes. But I've been told otherwise all the over and over again that I've been forced to accept that there's some good parts in me. There's some great things that I'm able to do. I've come to terms with that recently. And I think that you are able to do it too. After all, not for you, Tervamon might be still under a lot of pain right now, don't you think? You did a great deed today as well. That was pretty heroic. Wanting to run away is absolutely normal. Zachary runs away almost all the time as well. So, frankly, that's the human thing to do. Don't think you shouldn't think any less of you for this.
Can you roll to comfort and support him?
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will check. Firstly, I do believe I have influence over the guy now. Yes, I do. So it's kind plus this. Yeah. Okay, well, if I fail this, well,
A 10.
nice.
Nice. Cool. So on a 10, they hear you. But you can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself. You don't have any conditions, so I'll add a team to the pool.
Yeah,
You've got
well,
4
I'll
team
do
now.
the team.
I don't think you even needed to use a team in that Gaiamon fight. So you've got 4 team in the pool for
Well,
whatever you
just
want to
that
do.
good.
Yeah, I think he hears you and he says, "You're right. I did do that. I was strong and I didn't run away from him, even though I was terrified of him. The things he's done, Sonia, the things I've seen him do, the pressure, the fear, and the guilt.
I've been there. Yeah, I know that stuff. There really is.
What if they come to
But
look for him? What if they take him away?
well, we're all here, and you will go back right back to save him. We're not going to give up after 1 or 2 obstacles. Not now. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. So if they come and get him, well, you'll have an easier time saving him and easier time the next time. Hopefully, won't happen because we're there to help you. But worst comes to worst, we'll still be there to rescue him. That's what I believe, anyway. Gotta have faith and stuff.
Thanks, Sonia. I appreciate it. I just don't want anything to happen to him because I don't know what would happen if he got left alone again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure you understand. Pablo was telling me all about your struggle with Pillowmon and the inner darkness, but you seem to have that under control now, so maybe I can get to a place like that with Tirvamon.
Yes, I do. Uh, Well, I'm sure you can, just like me, uh, get over your struggles with the darkness and your inner demons and stuff. You know, that's not so difficult once you try to do it. It is a bit difficult though, but um, if you keep believing in yourself and your partner, I'm sure you'll manage. You know, that's a key point.
I'll do it for the both of us, he says. I'd like you
Yeah.
to mark a balance track, by the way, for talking openly about the darkness. He gets up and says, "You know what? When he comes to, he's probably going to be real hungry, right? I'm going to get him some food." And he like runs off towards the center of town. It's like the crack of dawn, and he's like, "Man, I hope that fish dude has like some awesome food to give him." He like runs off towards wherever Silamon sets up his shop in the morning. He's like, "Thanks, Sonia. I owe you one, really."
You're welcome. Yeah. Natural. Really easy, huh? Oh man.
Why the long face? You hear.
Ah! You've got to stop scaring me like this. Who is it? Who is it actually?
It's Stella.
Oh, it's you. Hey, everything all right with you as well?
I was helping everyone run, hiding all the little ones, you know, like we used to when the grown-ups came.
Yeah. Thank you.
It sure is dangerous here.
Oh, it sure is. Oh my god.
She takes,
Every single day.
She takes a seat beside you. She says, "So Udamio has a partner too, huh?"
It would seem that way.
Seems like there's more and more of us by the day.
Yeah. Actually, I do think there's more of you. If I remember my visions properly. I had so many in mind now that I'm not even sure if I had real visions or dreams, but I seem to remember that seeing you and a few others fighting against evil. So yeah, we're probably going to meet some new friends soon.
Man,
Yeah, there was that. How's that guy? Nari. Yeah, we have to go save him too. You haven't met him yet, I guess. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know if you knew him from before all of this.
he doesn't sound familiar to me.
Well,
I mean, if he's Taisto's age, I'm a little older, aren't I? Well, not anymore, I guess. After everything that happened, she says as she like looks down at herself.
that's true.
She's
That's
like,
the weirdest thing. I don't understand what is going on with all of this.
I don't either. It's weird, Sonia. It feels like I should have all these memories of time that I've spent with Spadamon, but I don't. You know,
Yeah.
all I remember is waking up in this desert and being kidnapped by that vampire dude, and well, I don't remember any of this being a hero. But maybe you could tell me more about what you saw.
Sure. Actually, Eutimio said something similar to me right before. Maybe we should go back and see him and talk to him about this sometime. Maybe. No, I don't know. Whatever works. Yeah, I can tell you what I saw. I don't even know if it's from the past or the future. You know, things with these visions is a bit muddled. So honestly, I can't help you with understand why your memory was wiped or if it was wiped in the first place. But I can tell you what I saw for sure. Yeah, I should probably sit down somewhere, maybe reminisce about that time where all of how many of them were there in the vision? I remember Stella. I guess Sutimi was there too. Einari was probably there, and there was one other kid, right?
Yep.
And I don't know that kid.
He was like obscured behind some dust in your vision, so you didn't get a good look at his face.
Yes, okay.
That was
So-
the fireman from Zach's backstory.
Yeah, it's the fireman. No,
He's going to save us all one day.
There was six. There was a fireman and a really fat-looking geography teacher.
Yeah, she's going to tell how they all faced bravely against an army of that was Caramon, if I remember properly, a regular Caramon.
There was in the vision a swarm of Caramon combined
Yeah.
and formed an Armageddon.
Ooh.
And the 4 Digidestin that were in your vision held up their Digivices, and their partner Digimon began evolving to fight against him, but then the vision cut short before you could see anything more.
And frankly, you don't know these Caramon and that huge monster that they formed, but we've met one of them, and he's been a huge pain, but for the longest time, he's been really dangerous and really creepy and stuff, so I don't know how you managed to handle, like, thousands of them, but that must mean you were really, really amazing. That's...
I must have been, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. Or you will be. Frankly, I don't know how these things works. But yeah, that was amazing. One of the best visions I've had.
As much
honestly.
as it scares me that I might have forgotten something really important like that, it scares me more that if that's the future, you're not there, fighting by my side.
Oh. Oh. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, there's so many different Digimon. I'm sure that we're probably going to, if it's the future, we're probably going to fight somebody else. Maybe. Oh, we're just right behind. After all, it's not like I could see everything. Vision. Maybe we were just behind the corner. Maybe. But yeah. I trust that everything is going to be fine.
I sure hope so, she says.
Yeah, hope.
Spider-Man's nothing like I expected. He's brave and helpful, and well, he reminds me a lot of Derek from the orphanage. Always up to no good, but always with the best intentions.
Yeah, that's for sure. Reminds me of Ghostman over there. Probably get along fine.
I'm sure they will, but well, here's hoping I can live up to those visions of yours, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I am 100% sure you will. If there's one thing that I'm sure of, is this.
She stands up from wherever you were sat down. She looks a little unsure of herself as she walks back towards town, and she says, "Thanks for sharing the memory I lost, Sonia. It means a lot. It gave me a lot to think about."
You're welcome. I'm always here to help.
And she
Oh, and no, it's nothing. Enjoy yourself and learn to know Spider-Man once again. I'm sure it'll be just fine, the both of you.
She gives you this nod that's like, I need time to think. And then she wanders back through town, doing her midnight stroll that she usually does. Actually, it's probably break of dawn morning at the moment, so yeah. People are starting to wake up. You're hearing the bustle of the city start to come alive after what happened last night. I think we were going to cut to Zach here. So, Zach, you're feeling a whole plethora of emotion right now. You're afraid, guilty, insecure, angry, and hopeless all at the same time. You've got this inner turmoil going on. What does that look like on the outside?
So while him and Cutemon are walking to Stingmon's tailor shop? Tailor?
Yeah,
I don't know what
tailor.
that's called. Yeah. Zach's entire body is tensed up. But he's just sort of doing everything in his power to ensure that it doesn't come across in the way that he talks or is acting. It's just every muscle in his body is tensed up. He's like, so Cutemon, how much money do you think we need?
For what?
You said you needed a giant suit of chrome Digizoid armor and definitely not a museum, right?
You're bound to find out sooner or later, I guess. So, like, you know that Kawagamon who gave you a shield?
Yep.
I put him in that tree. It was all my fault. Well, me and Impmon, we weren't very nice people in the past, as you know, and Kawagamon was a very successful business owner. He owned a giant museum with relics and insectoid artifacts that wowed people that went to see them. And we sold him a misfit artifact, a counterfeit that we found. We pretended that it looked like a ancient insect Digimon. He went over the moon with joy, and we took every penny we could from him, even though it would mean him taking out a loan. Well, that shard, it destroyed his establishment. He went bankrupt. That's why he lives in the trees out there. He has not a penny to his name. He just looks after his children and does the best he can, and well...
I have an out-of-character question. Did we ever establish what species Kawagumon's kids were?
They are Kakuamon at the moment.
Little taser boys?
Little taser boys, yeah.
Little taser boys! Okay. Like, well... I know what it's like to, have to look at your past and realize that you're a better person than you were then, and you gotta deal with what you did back then, and even if you can't forgive yourself, you gotta do what you can to make things right.
That's what I want to do, man. I want to sell Chrome Digizoid so I can buy him his museum back. But I don't know if he'll even knows that it's my fault. He probably wouldn't accept such a large sum of money anyway. He's such a kind Digimon. I never meant to hurt him. He actually took me in the day before I became a Digidestined like you. I was staying in his museum, sleeping by that rock that I mentioned, and well, it blew up with dark power, and just after I got chosen. It's all my fault, because I don't think that rock would have blown up if I wasn't chosen right next to it. I'm not saying I grew a conscience, okay? Look, I just want to set things straight. You understand?
Yeah, having a conscience is bad for business.
I ain't got no feelings or nothing. You understand? Like, this is purely a business context. I let a deal fall through, and I'm here for my client. You understand? He says, he like punches you in the leg.
He is up in my hood. I guess he punched me in the back of the head.
Okay, he punches you in the back of the head. It's like, don't be getting silly thoughts now. Yeah.
Alright. Let's see if Sting Model has a job for us. Then we can start maybe making some money in an honest way. And then we can both pay back Koagamon.
Sure, but you don't look so good, man. Like, you're shaking.
And, you know, you punch hard.
I've known you for a while now, Zach. You only shake like that when there's a forest fire or somebody takes your fire extinguisher away. If you need to talk to anyone, you know, feel free. Like, I can catch up to you later. I'll go to Stingmon by myself, and you know, you go find Kageyaki or Sonya or someone with a better ear than mine. Maybe they can.
What are you talking about? You literally have the biggest ears of anyone here. Come on, let's head to Stingmon's.
He like looks up at his ears and he's like, "That wasn't the point I was trying to make." God, gosh,
It's
dang
the
it,
point that I
exactly.
got.
And you like take him up to Stingmon. We see the outside of Stingmon's establishment. It's an establishment called Stings and Needles. It has the logo on the front. It's got a big stinger for the eye in stings. And it's underlined by a piece of thread on a wheel. The establishment is made of this very dark oak-coloured wood. It's got glass in the front where he's designed all different types of outfits for different types of Digimon. You see the really impressive dance costume that he wore at Taisto's dance lesson event thing that he did. In the front of the window, you see a couple of nice suits with various numbers of armholes. You see one of his prized possessions in the front is a replica of your hoodie. And you push open the glass doors, and you see behind the counter there's several Wormmon trying to pack the bags of Mudfrigimon, who's standing at the counter with them.
Here, let me help you little guys. You know, having thumbs is very useful for picking things up. I've learned that through years of experience. And so I sort of get the clothes, fold it up, and put it in the bag, and hand it to Mudfrigimon. And I give each of the Wormmons a little pat on the head.
They wiggle happily, and they like thank you profusely. They're like, if only we had thumbs like our dad. One day I'm gonna grow up to be big and strong just like him.
Stingmon has thumbs?
Pretty sure he does, right?
I'm
Sure.
like 20% sure that he might.
I'm 20% sure he has hands, so...
He
has
technically
thumbs, he does.
has a thumb claw. But it's a claw.
I'm not sure that bends like a thumb, but it's certainly more of a thumb than a little wormy
well,
guy would
I'm
have.
sure Stingmon has hands.
I mean, if
Yeah, they have
Trigger
hands,
can move
they're
his
all-
fucking claws, then
But
Stingmon
each
can
finger is
bend the
a
thumb.
full claw. So I don't think his thumb bends like that.
I mean,
Also, he's
It-
just, he's a
it-
fucking insect, so...
it probably does bend. It's just, it would
It's
cut anything
anime.
it touches if he wasn't,
Like-
careful.
Given insect bullshit, I don't even think he needs to bend to stick it on stuff.
But yeah,
Considering the arts, they look like they bend. But that's not important. Yes.
Where's your dad at? We need to talk to him for a second.
oh, he's taking his break in the back. He's been working real hard all week, and well, it's his day off to spend with his wife. Oh, Mom. If you want to speak to him, I can go get him. He's just in the back. He says. One of the wormmon jumps off the counter and like wriggles towards the back door.
I question most of the design of this shop, considering most of the employees are like a foot tall.
Well,
And
you know from the past when they made you your hoodie that the wormmons tend to work in the back. They create the silk threads that he uses to create clothes. And it's
I ask
Stingmon
a
that
genuine
sells.
question here. Is there a dog door, a doggy door kind of thing to the back?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, because I'm trying to imagine them trying to operate a doorknob, and it doesn't work.
Three wormmons in a trench coat. Yeah, so they go through the little wormmon flap thing that they've designed for their home. That Tyrannomon
Like,
probably
nah.
designed in the shop.
Nah, you don't need to get him. We're just willing to help however we can.
Well, if you want to work behind the counter, you sure can. Like, your opposable thumbs would definitely come in useful. And I hear that
Alright.
Cutemon used to be a hell of a salesperson. Maybe you'll boost our sales or something.
You good with that, Cutemon?
Sure am, he says. Let me get my silver tongue, he says as he like rubs his hands together and says, listen here, kids, this is the plan. And he like huddles them up and starts like telling them like all the horrible things that you should be doing in business to make as much money out of people as possible. And you can like see a couple of the wormmon's faces like become shocked at what Cheapmon's suggesting they do, like pretending that like it's a one-of-a-kind outfit that will never come back, or that they got this outfit from an ancient ruin or something and it's worth millions or something like that, and like coming up with backstories for all the pieces of clothes to like bump up the prices and stuff. What's Zachary's...
Cutemon, these are already artisans. They don't need backstory.
Oh, I see. I'm used to like selling counterfeit stuff, he says as he scratches the back of his head. I usually have to come up with all this stuff on the fly, and well, I know these guys are pretty new to making up stuff, so
They don't need to make anything up.
you're right.
Unless...
This is... He like looks up at you and he's like, Zachary, you're pulling a face that I would normally... I can't do his accent anymore. Why can't I do his accent? Ever since I did Stella's southern accent, I can't get back into Cutemon's accent properly. You're doing a face that I would pull, he says. You're coming up with a scheme. I can smell it.
It's not a scheme. But what if these little wormies here... I mean, they sure are cute little guys. We could use them as mascots.
I'm listening.
Well, you see, these cute little guys, they don't even really have to try to get people interested in seeing them do cute stuff. So they do cute stuff, and it gets people in the door to buy clothing. Like a sign waver, but they're small and cute.
I mean, I'm cuter, but alright. Sounds like a good idea, he says.
Yes, but they're innocent.
And so am I, as far as anyone else knows.
I'm gonna go with
Until
a nah,
proven guilty.
dude. Most of the town watched you karate chop Gaiomon in the head. Which,
God
to
damn
be
it,
fair,
Zach.
was...
Together we're ruining my image of being the cutest person in town. Fine, he says, and he like takes the wormmon outside and he's like, you're gonna hold this and you're gonna flip it and you're gonna drop it a whole bunch, but you're gonna look cute doing it. Capiche?
And as the door closes, Zach just sort of falls apart now that he thinks he's alone.
What does that look
Like
like?
His head's like fully down on the counter, his hood's over his head, and he's just full sobbing. He was pretty much at his limit. That's part of the reason why he offered to use the the Wormmon as a mascot, because he would get Cutemon outside.
So you just wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
To cry it all out.
Yep.
Yeah, so we like get a shot of you crying on the counter. We see in front of you out of the window that we see Cutemon facing the other way, like arranging the Wormmons into like a Wormmon pyramid and like giving them a sign to flip and stuff. And
How many Wormmons are there?
There's 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna say there's 3 of them. That makes more sense in my head because it's a pyramid. I think like as you start to sob, you hear, "Now, little one, no need to cry." And he like the door opens and he's like, "Oh, Zachary."
Oh,
What are you doing
thanks,
here?
Digimon. You know, turns out I'm way in over my head and I can't do this. I'm not a hero like Taisto or a genius like Kageaki or even a good person like Sonia. I'm a bad person.
Now, Zachary, I'm sure that's not true. You're in the tapestries. You've saved us countless times, protected us from dangers. You are a hero. You may make mistakes from time to time and not feel like it, but you are one. Trust me. I felt it when Unimon shot me down from the sky all those months ago? I don't know how long ago we're talking.
Time is interesting here.
Yeah.
As is distance.
Time and distance are very weird here. Insert time frame ago. He like kneels down, puts a hand on your shoulder, and uses the back of his hand to like carefully wipe the tears off of your face. Why don't you tell me what's on your mind? He says.
I've just been... With all these new Digidestin, I'm starting to wonder if maybe they're better suited to this than I am. I mean, even Cutemon has more of a role here than I do. I'm at best Cutemon's chaperone. I was there at the right time in the right place. But I'm not a good everything that's happened has been my fault in one way or another. I mean, I'm a reckless idiot.
So was everyone when they first came to the digital world. Taisto used to run in headfirst into danger without thought of the consequence. Pablo would punch things until they broke. Sonia would lose control and allow the monster out. Everyone has their flaws, Zachary. Everyone will
You
eventually
forgot
overcome.
Kagayaki's.
No, don't worry about it.
I was just giving random examples, but yeah, sorry. Kageaki also let out a monster demon that shot a bunch of lasers into a bunch of Gekomon, so let's not forget that.
Also murder.
Don't worry about it. Also Tamamos as well.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah, like Stingmon wasn't there for Kageaki losing control. Like as far as Stingmon's concerned, Kageaki has just been like the voice of reason for you guys.
Pure
from the
good, by
get-go.
the way. I am pure good.
Pure good.
Even when Checkermon had that admittedly incredibly flawed and bad Ankh that could judge somebody's morality, I used weird Digivice power to trick it into thinking that I was good. I had to block most of my past from that thing so it would think that I was a decent person.
Zachary, you don't need an ankh to tell you how good of a person you are. If you blocked off your past and it read you wrong, how do you know it wouldn't have told you you were a good person to begin with? The legend of the Digidestined tells of 5 great heroes. The one who will think things through before acting and bring a voice of reason to the group. The one who will take action when no one else will. The one who will bring light to the darkness. The one who will tie everybody together when they need it most. And the person that will bring hope when all else is lost. You are one of those. I know it in my bones.
I'm like 30% sure you don't have bones.
I feel it in my exoskeleton.
Thanks, Dingpon. That means a lot, even from somebody who really kicked the shit out of me that one time.
I think he's raising your unique and lowering your reckless. Do you accept that, by the way?
Raising my unique, lowering my reckless?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do accept that.
Cool. What do you say to him in response to him basically pep talking you up and basically saying, you are a hero, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, basically. Like, you are one of the 5. He knows it. He's seen the tapestry that says so. Also, I just realised that you haven't locked one of your labels in place.
Yes, I have. It was Savior.
Oh, you've
That's
locked
one.
Savior. Okay, cool. Is that what the off color means?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Right. Yeah. So he. Yeah. What do you say to him in response to him basically reassuring you that you are definitely meant to be here?
That really does mean a lot. It just feels like everyone here has a real role to play, and I'm just here just being a burden to everyone else. But I mean, you don't have to say any of that stuff. You're not, you don't have to care about us being chosen, but you do, and that honestly does mean a lot to me. Thanks, Digimon.
He says, "Hold on a minute. I've got something to show you."
He walks into the back of the room. You hear some rummaging around. You hear something smash and him going, "Damn it! God damn it!" And then he finally goes, "Found it! He comes back out and he holds up that tapestry that Leomon showed you previously. It's cracked and old and ancient looking. It's got a sort of brown tinge to it as the years have gone by. And he points directly at one of the Digidestined on there.
"This is how I know you'll do great things,"
he says. And he points to the silhouette, the cave carved drawing of one of the Digidestined. And it has what looks like a big baggy hoodie and a shield.
"If that isn't you, I don't know what is."
Thanks, Digimon. You need help cleaning up whatever you broke back there?
Oh, no. Langamon will get it.
I'm sorry, who?
Ooh.
His wife.
Oh, okay. I was asking what Digimon name you said.
Oh, Lilamon.
Can you spell it? Wow, my brain doesn't work.
I got you. Just
Lila.
I will reply
L-
in memes with the image. There you go.
God, the name Lilamon's escaped me. It's L-I...
Oh, okay.
L-Y-A
I thought you were
Mon.
saying Lanamon. I was like,
No.
the fish?
No, Lilamon, like the
The meme from Cross.
the Lilymon clone, basically.
Okay. It's like,
It's not a clone. It's actually quite a different design.
It's got a
Oh,
different
by the way,
design, but it's basically Lilymon.
Oh, by the way, you've hired me and Cutemon. We work
Happy
for
to
you
have you on
part-time
board.
now.
Dave, oh god,
Oh.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how that became a Digimon, by the way, the picture that you're showing there. But yeah, he's happy to hire you. While you're there, he tells you what he told Sonia the other day. That carving that he holds comes from a ruin in an underwater city. It's quite far away now, but like, if you ever wanted to reassure yourself, it's a dangerous journey, but you know, it's better than second guessing yourself every time. Just for your benefit, Zach, because you weren't here last session, in a pub, Sonia was told by Peter and Stingmon and Seadramon about an ancient city underneath the water, and how that's where Peter woke up when he woke up in the digital world. And down there's this tomb with carvings and ruins that tell of the Digidestined and what they do in the world and all that kind of stuff. And he had the Divermon down there help him get to the surface, and that's where he met up with Eutimio. But obviously the only way back down was to get more diver gear, basically. Yeah, he tells you all about that too.
Wow, I didn't realize that the Legend of the Digidestined was quite so established.
It's been foretold for a very long time. The legend of the Digidestined has been carved out since the digital world began. You were always supposed to come here, and you were always supposed to save us. However, there are only 5 in the carving. To my knowledge, I count 8 of you. Perhaps the tomb will shed light on that.
Here's hoping. Zach looks out the window to Cutemon and the Wormmons. What horrible thing is Cutemon making the Wormmons do?
So the Wormmons are like doing this really weird pyramid dance where like they're like juggling the sign above them. They keep dropping it though, and it keeps like bouncing down the hill, and they keep having to chase after it. It is attracting a lot of attention because people are coming over to try and help the Wormmon pick the sign back up and stuff. And we're seeing a queue start to form, basically.
Oh, maybe we should open the shop. Or at least I should. You can enjoy a nice vacation.
He gives you like a nod, and he goes into the back room, and it's like, good luck on your first shift.
Yep. Zach flips the sign to open and opens the door.
Yeah, you see the hustle and bustle of the town that's just woken up. There's a lot of very sleepy-looking Digimon standing outside your door after the commotion that happened in the middle of the night last night. They're all there. Cutemon's like trying to upsell them to get different pieces of clothing. Like, yeah, you look like you could use a scarf, and you look like you could use shades, and you look like you could use a suit, and all this kind of stuff. So like, he's like measuring them all, like pretending to measure them all. Like he doesn't know how to use a measuring tape to figure out how to measure people for suits and stuff. He's just pretending to measure them up so that they feel like they have to come into the shop to get the measurements finished and talk about sizing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you have a successful hustly bustly day of fitting people's clothes.
I think Zach seeing Cutemon, do that horrible job measuring, it like actually cracks a smile to his face, and he is like laughing at Cutemon. He's like, all right, that's not how you use that. You know that, right? Your arms are too short.
But they don't know that. Shush. He says.
I think anyone can tell by looking at you that your arms are too short.
He gives you like a big huff and walks over to one of the rookie Digimon and does the same thing. And he's like, my arm's too short now. He says as he looks over at you and measures up a Gabumon in the crowd. I think I'd like you to unmark afraid and hopeless.
Also, should I unmark angry because of I attacked Gaiomon without letting the team know what I was doing?
Speaking of that,
Yes,
does melting his words also count?
Sorry, does what
Or I
happen?
should-
Sorry?
Does melting his words also count?
I guess, yeah.
Lovely. No conditions for me.
Cool. And yes, you can unmark angry Zachary for punching him in the face. I would count that as hurting someone.
Actually, I might even be able to unmark insecure too.
Why? What does insecure say?
Take foolhardy action without talking to the team.
I don't think it was foolhardy. I think you were trying to help. Foolhardy would be more like doing something absolutely stupid that would get you killed usually.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can unmark the other three. I think that
Okay.
the day at the shop really brightens your mood quite a lot, but it doesn't get rid of all your insecurities, and you still feel a little bit guilty. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I've had those two conditions since like the campaign started.
Yeah, to get rid of them, you need to be comforted and supported by somebody. So,
Nope, none of that. That's never happened.
I mean, the person that always helps you understand and explain how things work was Kageaki. So maybe he could.
Has
actually
Kagaki
comfort and
ever
support
tried
us.
to roll for comfort and support?
He hasn't.
A few
but
times, yes.
he-
And
he-
right now I do have a plus fucking 3!
Yeah, he's only rolled it twice, but now he has a +3. It's the ideal opportunity for him to finally, take Zachary
what?
under his wing.
Come and roll it squad, because that will drop!
So yeah,
Jesus
I
Christ.
think we'll cut to Taisto next because we've not seen him for a while. Taisto, Ghostmon comes
Yes.
back from his long day at working with Mummymon in the pharmacy. He floats through the door, plops himself onto your bed, and he's like, finally I can get off of my incorporeal feet.
Jesus. Actually, can we do another scene? I was actually kind of wondering what Kagayaki is doing at the moment.
Sure, yeah. If you don't want to do one yourself, we can cut to Kagayaki. So when last we saw Kagayaki, he was in Mummimon's shop talking to Ghostmon. Do we want to still be in that situation where he's talking to Ghostmon, or do we want to cut forward a little bit?
No, I left the shop actually at the end of the scene, so...
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm just interested to know what Kagayaki is doing.
I wanna go by the sword and see if I can, figure out a way to get him out quicker.
Okay. So you swing by the sword,
Yes.
You see Eutimio set up camp. He's like got a little fire going. He's got some digicons skewered above the fire, and he's turning them. He's got a little mud chair that Mud Frigimon's made for him.
Okay, so I will like examine the thingy, scan the thingy with the Digivice, keep in mind the code I already know thanks to getting in, and see if I can figure out a way.
Could you roll to unleash your powers?
Understandable. Honestly expected to be an assess the situation first, but sure. 8.
So you scan the sword. It tells you a lot of information about it. It doesn't say it's Tirfamon when you scan it. The name that pops up on the screen is Tirfingmon.
You're going to have to spell that.
The same as Tirvamon, but with thing on the end, basically. I'll spell it in the chat for you guys.
So it's actually the thing. Wow.
Yeah, it's literally Tirthing.
Okay, I thought you said the thing, and I was really confused. Like, what? Okay, thing makes a lot more sense.
It tells you that it is a mega level Digimon. That it's a virus type. That it's one of the legendary weapon Digimon. And that it tells you that it's intrinsically linked to Eutimio's Digivice, and that the reason that it's in this sword form is Eutimio, basically, but it doesn't tell you why. It just says it's a sword because Eutimio did it. Basically.
Eutimio?
He turns back from the fire and is like, "Oh, Kageaki! Do you want some fish? I just cooked one." He like holds out a skewer with a fish on it.
I'm kind of confused. Like, I ran a few scans on this, trying to figure out a way to get him out, but it says that you have something to do with it.
Me? I want nothing more than him to come back. I don't understand. What do you mean?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, you obviously, like, maybe it's something subconscious. Maybe it has to have to do with a Digivice. Can I try to, like, scan Eutimio as well, see if I figure out anything? Here's data. Okay.
He is a regular old human with a Digivice. His Digivice is intrinsically linked to Tirfingmon, but other than that, you can't tell anything else.
Nothing comes up from a scan on you, obviously, but, like, I don't know. Weird.
Oh, by the way, the big fella, he woke up a while ago. He's just down the hill. You like you look over and you see the Gaiomon's just like sat down at the bottom of the hill. He can't get into the city because he's too big and doesn't want to break anything else.
Okay, that is good news. He's calm. Sorry, Gaiamon's a bit of priority. I'll come back to you. Just, I don't know, try to peek into the backs of your mind and try to convince yourself that you do in fact want him to come out. Maybe signing your Digivice on him will help. I don't know. There's a lot of unknown variables here. Sorry.
He gives you like a nod. He's like, "I'll keep trying. He'll come around eventually. I can feel it. I know he will." And he like takes a big bite of the fish that he's just cooked. You sure you don't want any? I've got another I can cook for you.
I'll have it slow cooking. I should be back relatively soon.
Okay, he says he like puts it over the fire. We see you wander down to Diamond. He is literally the size of like a 3-story building, so you know you walk up beside him like an ant.
Can you hear me without yelling?
Yeah, he can hear you normally.
Okay. Hi.
It's you.
Yes, it's me.
I don't know what you did, but he's not the same monster that he was back when I knew him.
I think he was more so a product of his environment. In this life, he has people to believe in him and in the good that is inside his heart. At the end of the day, he did all he did because he thought it was the way to protect his closest ones and honor their memory. It obviously failed spectacularly, but the intent was there.
Then he's obviously not the same.
No, he isn't.
Back when I knew him, he took hostages, forced me into a position where he murdered me. I felt overwhelmingly angry for what had happened. And when I was reborn, I worked extra hard to reclaim my powers, and I formed the Vortex Warriors. A group of heroic Digimon that would prevent catastrophes and terrible Digimon from wreaking havoc as he once did. I never saw him again. And then Medieval Dukemon showed up and joined. A promising hero, useful powers from another world, just like the others. But he was different, ambitious. He wanted to lead the team, didn't agree with the things that I did, things that I planned for. And then, against my will, he had Chronomon encase me in stone and turn me into a seal statue. He'd rather do that than have me kill Hexablamon.
Well, that worked out. I was under the impression that the selling thing was unanimous. Well, honestly, it's not much of a surprise at this point, given what we know about them.
My way was a simple way, and he threw me away. And under his orders, the world fell, and no one was left to protect the world while I was gone. And then when I came back, when I came to, I felt his presence back in the world. The monster that had killed me so long ago. And I just had to do something about it. I had to save everyone from his wrath. The moment he turned into his old form, I figured that was it. The darkness would consume him, and well, you know the rest.
For the record, that was a different form.
I know. The moment that I saw him change, that's when I knew. But I still wanted to prove myself. But he's better than me now. The world doesn't need me to save it.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I do have things I need to talk to you about after all, besides that, like... Well, first things first, we are kind of in the middle of planning a way to solve some long-term issues with the world. And we do kinda need all the help we can get in this situation. However, the condition is that unless it is absolutely necessary, we will not be taking any lives.
Sometimes making the hard choice is necessary.
Yes, and it probably will be proven necessary, but it will be a final solution to say. Like, preferably, we'll just beat the bad guys up and lock them in a revised dark zone that works as a proper jailment instead of whatever the fuck it is right now.
Listen, kid. You're a good person. So is Doraemon now, but don't take this the wrong way. This isn't the world that I came to love. Everyone I knew is dead. Wiped out by a terrible virus. I will do anything in my power to bring them back.
It's very complicated. Like, I'm not sure there is a way to rewind back that much. We're talking about whole different. I heard about it. Like, Dortmund was essentially fighting to protect that at the end of the day. But I don't think it's possible to get it back. And even if it was, it would probably mean getting rid of this world, and then, you know, there's a bit of an issue with that.
I don't see an issue with it. This world shouldn't have existed as far as I'm concerned.
Please see an issue with it. There's so many lives that have done absolutely nothing. There are so many denizens of the Dark Zone that have never felt love until like a few fucking days ago.
In my world,
They...
virus-type Digimon, while looked down upon, were not imprisoned by angels.
Yeah, and that's actually what we're fighting to change. As I said, turn the dark area into an actual jail instead of fucking hell. But
Honestly, I couldn't care less what you do with those angels. Everyone I know and love is gone. Everything I stood for and everything I cared about is gone. I don't care. Just do what it is you do and I'll do what it is that I do. Maybe we can help each other along the way.
please just don't at least try not to butcher anything, like, please. It will just complicate matters a lot.
You came here to ask me something.
Yes, and you know, the first part kinda fell on its face, so. But the second part is, do you like need that necklace?
This thing?
Yes.
It was a gift from that asshole. Lets me remember my past life. It's caused me nothing but pain. He like takes it off and throws it to the floor. Take it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
It's
And-
only ever caused pain to those who use it. Be careful.
Okay, and look, I'm not the greatest stalker. I never was, probably never will. All I can really say is perhaps try to spend some time in this world, like some proper time. Icon Village, for example, looks up to you. They think you're a hero, especially Tyrannomon.
I'm no hero.
basically in your memory. Maybe if you see that there are good people here, your views might change a bit. You might see the worth in protecting a new world. I don't know. Just at least make an effort, please. I don't want to let yourself go that far.
It's too late. I can't bring myself to attach myself to anything else in this world. Not
Don't
after what
say
happened
it's.
to my old world.
Don't say it's too late. I do not like the idea of being too late. Just make an effort. It might take time, it might not do anything in the first place, but at least you'll have tried. You know?
I just wish we could go back to the way things were.
I know.
He lies back, puts his hands behind his head. That's the one thing that never changed. The sky. The one thing that brings me peace is looking up at it and wishing that everything below could go back. But I'm stuck here for now, he says. Stands up. I'm just gonna... I guess I'll just make amends with Tirvamon. I did kind of use him, he says, as he walks back up the hill.
About that, he's currently locked in sword form. Do you know how to get him out of that?
No. I only hear legends of the legend on Digimon.
Lovely.
They turn themselves into swords that can be wielded by powerful Digimon heroes alike. But to be trapped as the sword form, it must be some kind of inner turmoil, some kind of inner struggle. Well, if I can't thank it, the least I can do is make sure nothing happens to it. He walks back up the hill. His footsteps are like earthquakes. But you can tell that he's not trying to cause the big dents in the grass that he is.
Well, this is going to be awkward, but I am also going that way. Haha.
Cool, so you walk back up towards the city. Taisto, you said you wanted to know what Kagayaki was doing. What is he...
Yes,
do you want to cut in any point? Or
I was thinking that as Kagayaki is heading back to town, he might be passing by, some, I don't know, some like he might be passing by some through or cutting through some less used, less trafficked like alleys or something, and as
You'll
he might
stab
be
me in the
there,
gut.
as he walks there, he gets stabbed in the back and hears, "Nothing personal, kid." I think as he might be passing by some house, a ghostly spectral hand would appear in front of him and push him on the push a finger on his lips to keep him like shush, and then a ghostmon appears from somewhere invisible with his other hand on his own lips to indicate like a shush, and then the voice of like Taisto can be heard from somewhere, probably coming from above. He might be sitting on a roof, perhaps, but out of sight for now. And Taisto seems to be talking to himself, maybe. and he says something like, "I wonder where would he?" As Ghostmon, points in the direction of where the voice is coming from, tries to be heard saying something like, and I was actually very proud of him. He clearly resents me, but and the fact that I've left them quite often, but it seems that the fact that I did leave gave them room to grow, just as I hoped they would, and they don't no longer seem to need me for much of anything, really. Though it doesn't wash away the fact that how disappointed in myself I am that I did feel the need to leave and abandon them. It's been a long while since I was able to open up to them about these feelings that I've been having. So much has happened since then that I just can't seem to relate to them in any way, and I feel like they are pushing me away. Vindictive. I've made mistakes, but it doesn't help that they don't seem to be there to try and help me deal with those mistakes.
Fuck's sake.
And now with the deal with Cherubimon and this whole angel business, I don't think I'm ever gonna go get the chance to come and see you and save you. Though I should definitely be strong. Cherubimon said that if we manage to help him deal with Seraphimon, then he's going to be able to help me get to you. And finally, I can find you and save you. Well, good talk. And then you can hear Daisto clambering up somewhere out of sight, and his head pops into head pops over the edge of the roof, and you can see that his eyes are swollen red, and he's startled by the fact that that Kagayaki seems to be standing there. Whoa! You were there.
Yes, your friend stopped me.
You what? Daisto looks at Ghostmon, who seems to be twiddling his thumbs behind his back. You didn't happen to hear anything, I hope?
I heard all of that. Changes nothing.
I mean, it wasn't meant for you to hear.
Tell that to Ghostman.
So, good, I guess.
I gave you your chances.
Anyway,
repeatedly
I happen to have business in another part of the town. So, see you later, I guess.
Lovely. Bye.
And then Daisto leaves, and Ghostmon sighs and floats through a wall, looking very disappointed. Yeah, that's it.
Lovely.
I think we will then cut back to Sonia.
Okay. So I do have a scene in mind. Wait, yeah, but what would... I don't know what would be the best one for this one. Probably just go back. Yeah. So it would be probably around evening, when things are starting to quiet down, and she's going to put the little ones to bed. No one is doing much now. Before she tucks the little ones to sleep, she tells them, "Okay, little ones, tomorrow I'll be leaving at some point. So if you need help or something, you probably should go see Auntie Stella for the day to play whatever. I trust that you can handle yourselves on your own for a while, right?"
You're leaving us? That's how
No, I'm not leaving you. It's just that I have a secret mission, you see, and I need to accomplish it as soon as possible. But I'll promise it'll only take like a day at most. It's not very far, but yeah, it's something that I have to do. I'm not leaving you. I'm coming right back, but I'll probably be gone for like tomorrow at least. So just one day, okay?
Is anyone going with you? Or?
Yes. Don't worry, I wouldn't go alone. But since it's a secret mission, it's not a lot of us are going. But yeah, make sure you keep that to yourselves, right? Because it's a secret. It would be bad if people found out, right? But yes, don't worry about me. I'll be perfectly fine. I'll have Pilomon always by my side, of course, and others, I'm sure. Though she doesn't actually plan on bringing others, but yeah, she's lying to them right now. But don't worry, it's gonna be fine. It's just a little trip, you know, a little task I have to do, and I'm coming right back. It's not going to take that much time. And yeah, but yeah, keep it secret. Shush. Don't worry about it. I'll be right back as before you know it.
They both look very upset that you're leaving them. And Gabumon like reaches under his bed and starts rummaging around.
Oh.
And he pulls out this Garurumon pelt. And he says, I was gonna make it a surprise for your birthday or Christmas or anchovy omelets. That's what you guys celebrate, right? I've heard you say that.
I've heard it's being said too.
But if you're going away, and I know you said you're going to be a day, but the last time you said you were going to be a day, you were gone a long longer than that.
Oh, it's
so
true.
Take this.
Sorry.
He says. I saved up real hard and had Stingmon make me hit for you to keep you safe. He says, and he like hands you this Garurumon pelt. It's shaped like a shawl that would go over your shoulders.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Just remember us while you wear it, okay?
Of course, I would never forget you. Don't worry.
Pillarmon might be physically by your side, but we'll be there too, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't look so sad. It's just going to be a matter of a few hours, really. I'm sorry I took longer than I promised last time. So much happened, and well, I didn't think we would be facing. We went through a place that didn't allow me to come back easily, but that shouldn't be a problem over there. So I can just warp right back. Yeah. And thank you for being so brave, and thank you for the shawl, for this belt. I know it must have meant a lot for you. I really appreciate your gift, and thank you too, little Tamamon. Thank you both.
It was Cutemon's idea. I guess you're going with him, so maybe you could thank him for helping you choose it. He says.
Of course. I will. I'll thank Cutemon later on. Right now, I'm sure he's asleep though. So, good night. Sleep well. Sleep tight. And she's going to wait for them to be fast asleep. Thank you once again. You're the best. And wait for everyone else to go to sleep, and she's probably going to go on her own with the new Garurumon shawl on her shoulders and a little rucksack with some foods, first aid, and whatever she might need over there. And just going to head off with Pilomon at Cooler Coast without telling anyone. Besides vaguely telling these two.
I think you step out of your makeshift home. There's nobody on the streets. It's dark. The street lamps are on. You walk down the bumpy path that was dishevelled by Tirfamon. And as you walk down, you see coming out of a shop is Zachary and Cutemon. They yell inside, "Thanks for a great first day," or whatever to Stingmon, and turn around and start coming down the hill. And they see you.
Oh, dang it.
Enter Zachary.
Oh, hey, Sonia.
Hello, Zachary. The good day of work, I see. How'd it work?
Yeah, Cutemon needs some money for something. So, I figured I'd convince him to get the money honestly this time.
Well, that's a great idea. You know, you two have grown quite a bit since you first arrived here. I'm really proud of you. Well, Cutemon, I've heard that this present was that I have was your idea, that Garurumon belt. So thank you.
He puts a hand behind his head and he's like, "Yeah, it was nothing really. It was a lot of money, but I don't need to. Yes, it was very thoughtful, but yeah, I helped Gabumon pick it up, but he ultimately chose it. It's his gift to you, and
that's great of you.
I already had your shoulder measurements on file. Well, Stingmon did, so I took the liberty of making you a new shawl because, well, you've been wearing that stinky old one for about 3 or 4 months now. He says.
Hey. No, that wasn't called for, but I really appreciate the gesture. And she's going to give Cutemon a big hug. Oh, thank you. That was great.
He's just there
really
flapping his arms around I'm not really a hugging kind of person.
Okay, I'll let you go now.
The ground, he's blushing.
Well, better get to it then. I'm sure you'll